Hey, and welcome back to Kayla J's Gospel Hour right here on Word Radio. That's 96.1 FM, 900 AM, streaming live at wordradio.com. Y'all know the month of March, I've been celebrating 28 on the 28th. We finally made it. We are 24 hours away from my birthday, and I just can't wait to celebrate. So today I'm having some deep conversations, things that are, of course, near and dear to my heart. Each month, I want to have relationship talks with Miss Kim Jones. So I'm excited to bring her back this month. We missed her last month, but it's all right. She's back, and we're going to talk about dating in the pandemic. So please help me welcome to the WURD stage, Miss Kim Jones. Hey, Miss Kim, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Kayla. How are you, sweetie?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and got to do a wellness check with you on a scale from 1 to 10. How are you doing?
I am a 10, sweetie. I feel absolutely amazing. I am blessed and highly favored. I am victorious. I feel amazing. Amazing.
That's that's great. That's great. I'm feeling about an 8ish today. Feeling about an 8
Really?
today.
We got to
Yeah.
pump that up to a 10. We got to pump it up to a 10.
I'm pretty sure that after I finish talking with you, I'll be at a 10.
All right. All right.
I'm
That's what I'm
I'm
talking
pretty
about.
sure. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Uh, so last time we talked, we were talking about the building blocks and the foundations of good relationships, whether they be platonic, romantic, business. You know, my question to you is: do you believe we can do that still in a pandemic?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I still think that everything is still the same. You don't have to be under somebody to know, to see the qualities or do things for people. This is a great time to show people really how much you care.
Mm.
It's a really
So
good
so so
time.
what can that look like? Especially let's talk relationship building, the romantic kind. How can building that foundation even work in the pandemic? Because a lot of us were not together. Some dates are happening a little bit different. So how can you build a good foundation?
I think that this is the perfect way to build a great relationship in this pandemic. I'm going to tell you, you do not have to, and I'm repeating it again because I think that is so necessary. You do not have to be under somebody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to see how much a person cares for you. I've
Mm.
seen wonderful things happening in this pandemic. People are meeting each other, sometimes online, sometimes not, even in the store. And what they're doing is they're cultivating and growing their relationship through video chatting, similar to what we're doing right here, you know, and getting it, being able to visit with one another and enjoy one another, um, right in their own homes. Sometimes people can go for walks in the park. I guess it depends on what part of the country you're in and how cold it is. But you can go meet somebody, have a nice walk in the park. So you're outdoors, you can stay masked, when you're outside. And it's just a really good time to build a great relationship.
That's good. Taking it old school kind of. If you look at it that way, taking it
Yes.
old school kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're taking your time. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're
Yeah.
taking your time to really get to know somebody. And the reason why I think that, I think when it comes to online dating and stuff like that, it used to be that it was really taboo. It was taboo. Like, I don't want to meet anybody online. Oh my God, I don't want to meet anybody. Well, now you're kind of forced because we're not out there.
Yeah.
We're not shopping in the malls. I mean, a lot of people are, but we're all behind masks. But if you meet somebody online, you get to see their picture, you get to see if you like them, you talk to them on the phone. If you really like them, you decide you want a video chat. If you like them past that, maybe you will meet up and go out on a date. And maybe the date will be in the park and everybody's masked up. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
regardless, it's a really, really good time to meet somebody and get to know them. And here's the thing, when we meet someone, let's say in the grocery store, right?
Mm.
Before pre-COVID, right? We would meet them and then you would be like, oh, I want to go out on a date. I want to see you again. I want to see you again, right? That's what guys would say. And so that's what would happen. But you really don't still know them. This pandemic is forcing you, and if you're not a good listener, you need to be a good listener, but it's forcing you to listen and pay attention more, right? To what your
Yeah.
partner or potential partner um, is saying to you. If they had a bad day, what are their days like? And I share this when I teach my classes, Kayla. I share this with the women and the men. This is the perfect like opportunity to really kind of dig deep, but not just communicating how you feel, but listening to what a potential partner, a potential partner is saying to you, right? Because
Hmm.
everybody's in such a rush. What are you rushing for? Where we going? Right? So this is a good way to just take a minute and get to know them.
You kind of mentioned it earlier, and like you said, this is a perfect time to really to get to know people. But you mentioned it a little earlier, talking about the online dating. Before it
Mhm.
was taboo, and it was a sign of desperation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now it seems like it's the everyday thing. How do you feel about that big switch? And do you think that when this pandemic is over, it'll switch back to only desperate people date online?
No, I don't think so. I really don't. And I don't think that you're desperate if you do online dating. I used to argue with a good friend of mine. I used to be cracking up because she's like, I can't meet anybody. I can't meet anybody. And I would say to her, do you want the UPS man to knock on your door? Like, how do you want to meet somebody if you don't go out? Right? Because
True.
that's when you could go out. Like, who do you want to go out with? The UPS man? And not that that's a bad thing because that's a good, little job to have. But the point I'm trying to make here is if you don't make okay, forgot to shut my phone off. Y'all pray for me. Um, if you don't meet, if you don't go out and mingle and do the things that you like to do, like this is pre-COVID, of course, but if you like to go to museums or you like to walk or exercise or whatever those things are that you do, now you might have to find a social media group, something on social media that speaks to you. If it speaks to fitness or it speaks to art or it speaks to writing or entrepreneurship, whatever it is, there are people in that group that think like you, right? It doesn't make you desperate because you want to meet somebody in whichever way you want to meet them, right? But you also, as women, this is what I have to say to my sisters, make yourself available. You don't have to run around after anybody. You don't have to chase anybody. My God, don't do that, sis. Listen, sister, don't do that. Don't, don't. Let me say that. I'm gonna say it one more time again for the Holy Ghost. Don't do that. Right? So, right, right. But but you can show a person that you like once they are attracted to you, you can show them that you're interested. And you don't have to
Hmm.
give everything and sleep with them. You don't have to do any of that. Just show them that you like them as much as they like you. Or, somewhere around about, right?
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around about there. Hmm.
No, I think that's great because as you said, it was so taboo. And if you were talking about online dating, no matter what age you were, people really just put this stigma on you that something was wrong with you or that you were lazy or just super desperate. And I just find it ironic that now in this time of pandemic that's the only way you kind of really can do it because nobody's sitting in coffee shops anymore, right?
Right,
Nobody's so we're not even going to church and can see the good looking brother across the pew, you know.
right, right.
So I just find it funny how times have truly changed, and
Yeah.
now for single folks we're depending upon these online dating sources.
Right, right, right. And I think that we, women and men, just have the perfect, this is just the perfect opportunity. It's the perfect opportunity to really get to know somebody outside of this, well, while we're in this pandemic and think about what you really want. How about that? How about
Hmm.
that? How about think about what you really want? Somebody said you're gonna have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince, right?
Right.
I was cracking up. And I said, yeah, I guess that's true. You do have to kiss a lot of frogs, but guess what? You don't have to talk to them past something that you disagree with, right? So if they don't make you, like, if their spirit doesn't align with yours, who you are as a woman, as a Christian woman, as a woman of God, or even as a man of God, you it's quick and easy just to walk away and say, oh, okay, that's enough of that, right? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really interested. Nobody's lost anything. And that's why I said the park is a nice place to go on a first date, because if you're gonna go out, because nobody's spending any money. You're not,
Yeah.
like, you really getting to know the person. Maybe you'll walk around, maybe you'll have two or three of your friends sitting in the park so that they can picture. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm saying that just watching out for you. They walking too. It's a crew walking, whatever. And taking that opportunity to really see what type of person this is. And if it's chemistry when you meet them, then you've spent like a month and a half talking to them on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
longer. I don't know what it is for some, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I
wow, I really like that person. That person is really nice.
Yep. I agree with you. I agree with you. I have a really good friend who says that she's a avid online dater. And I give her much ups for it because she finds, a lot of great guys online. And she does, like you said, you take time, you build relationships, you talk for about a month, decide if you want to video chat, and then take it to that public scene dating,
Yes.
and you have
Yeah.
your, like you said, your friends spread out amongst whatever place y'all at, just in case
Make sure you're good.
somebody is a little
Right.
crazy.
No, but you
Uh,
know what? I was just sharing this with somebody. Learn to be a good listener, because you can tell a
yeah.
lot. You can tell a lot about a person if you listen to what they're saying, because people really do tell you who they are. I mean, there are
Mhm.
people who do not believe. They'll be like, oh, I didn't know. And it's not that you didn't know, you weren't listening. Those
Yeah.
red flags weren't necessarily sticking out to you. You didn't recognize them, but they were always there. Right.
Hmm.
So I say this often, and I probably said this before. If you are talking to someone and every time you talk to them, they're complaining, but you are, trying to live a life that's a little bit different, that's, be positive and encouraging and supportive. But every time you talk, like, my boss get on my nerves, this is wrong, that's wrong. When you think about that, is that something that you want to tie yourself to? Now, it's wonderful to have true intimacy, but through conversation and being able to share your innermost. But if you find that that's a pattern of behavior every single time, maybe you may not want to be that engaged and or involved with that person. Maybe you'll keep that person as a friend because you like them enough, but maybe you won't marry that person because your life will be built on that type of trajectory, and you can't change that. That's just who they are.
Yeah. That's good. That's right. Notice the red flags, people. Notice them and act on them, man. But
Yeah.
take it into the spiritual side just a little bit, Miss Kim. We're Christian women. And
Mhm.
folks really take that, oh, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, right? And I was on Instagram yesterday and I actually followed this saved and single page. And this lady got on there, she said, I'm tired of playing peekaboo. She's like, he
Uh-huh.
that find it, like, I'm here and then I'm not here. I'm here, then I'm not here. See, is it wrong with women being the aggressor in this time? And by aggressor, I mean just saying, "Hey, how you doing?"
It's never not, it's never, it's always good to be friendly and to be cordial. Always. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care where I go. I talk to everybody. If you're in a grocery store, you look at me, you smile, I'm smiling back. Or if I'm not already smiling. Mask on, you can tell when people are smiling.
Yeah.
With the mask on, you could tell, right? You could look at their eyes. Everything is in their eyes, and and you can see their cheeks move up. So you can tell when somebody's telling you, "Hi, how you doing, male or female?" But I challenge your listeners, even right now, Kayla, to make a conscious effort if you're single to open yourself up to receive, right? And it
Mhm.
doesn't have to look like you approaching anybody. It changes your energy, right? Can I go in a little bit deeper than that?
Go
Can I
ahead.
go
Go
in
ahead.
a little bit deeper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What a lot of people don't realize or recognize is that your energy precedes you. Most people can tell a woman of God immediately. You can tell another Christian when you see him. It's something about the look of a Christian, right? I don't know. I guess this is not every single person. I don't want to say all, but most in generally, you can almost feel another Christian spirit, right? And so if you know that that's true on the spiritual side, from the Christian side, right? Then it's also true in the worldly side. People feel your energy, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
vitally important that men and women give of their best selves. So this is what I tell people to do when they're part of my class. I ask them to like put 10 pennies in their pocket. It's a network marketing thing. And I want you, because people are so closed off and afraid of people. Why are you afraid of other people? They're just like you and me. We've all been through a lot of different things and different scenarios, right? And if that be the case, right, then the only way to change your energy is for you to open yourself up, right? None of us are bulletproof. We have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. But take 10 pennies and every person you speak to, switch the penny over to the other pocket. You would be surprised, Kayla, how many people who are Christians don't even speak to other people.
Yeah.
I'm free. When you are free in Christ, you are free, have been set free indeed. I am not afraid of anyone. I'm not afraid to say hello. I'm not afraid to say how you doing. And it doesn't matter whether it's male or female. Once you get comfortable, because it's funny how the world will rise to greet you. When you say hello to people, people say hello to you back.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But a lot of people are very closed off, and that's what stops them from people approaching them, and they're not even consciously aware of it. You don't have to do anything demonstrative just to say hello,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
And that's what stops a lot of women, especially in the church, from even connecting with anybody at the grocery store, at the laundromat, at Walmart, wherever they are, right? It is not from a Christian perspective. I'm not telling you to befriend everybody. I'm telling you to open yourself up to receive what God has for you, right? And when you receive what God has for you, that cannot be everybody. But it is a specific somebody that when you're ready, right, and God has them ready, that you would have opened yourself up to even talk to them when they do approach you.
Mm-hmm.
The love of your life could have been watching you for the last 5 years, and because you've been hurt or you've been in this, they could have been seeing you in a grocery store. They could live around the corner from you, and you never told you like, with an attitude and a whole nine. I mean, a whole attitude, and they don't know that you are sweet as pie because you're not open to receive, right? So I know that we are, as Christian women, I said all of that to say this. I know that as Christian women, we are not supposed to go after men, and I do not advise that to women. I do not advise that. But you can open yourself up to be able to hear when they say to you hello without feeling like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
hear from
Yeah.
men all the time as a coach. They say these women out here, and you say something, and they be like, I don't feel like being bothered. You know, like, well, wait, do you not want somebody in your life or do you? Let's be clear, you know. So I went all around the mulberry bush to basically say that, and I just dated myself with that mulberry bush business. But whatever.
It's all right. It's all right. Like you said, it's whatever. Uh no, but I think that's good advice. I wasn't sure. Sometimes I get mixed feelings with this women should and should not approach. because I kind of felt where the young lady was coming from yesterday on the Instagram of I feel like I'm playing peekaboo. If I'm a gift, you're supposed to find me. How am I supposed to be in plain sight? Because I feel like I'm in plain sight, but clearly I'm not. You know,
It's
because
attitude and energy. It's
say that again.
attitude and energy. It's attitude and energy. It's
Yeah,
because people feel you. I could be anywhere, mass point, and guys be like, and I'm like, really, really, and I don't do it with an attitude, but they felt my energy, even if I don't feel like being bothered in that very moment. I've created this amazing energy that people are attracted to me. And when you're a woman of God or a man of God, that people are attracted to that. God is attractive.
oh,
You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to be saying peekaboo. You don't have to do that. Just walk in the excellence that God has already made you and just strive each day to get better. So go on, because I want to hear what else.
yeah, no, that's good. I even like that God is attractive. It makes me want to say, all right, so we're giving off this energy. We talked a lot about the women, but on the man can on the men's side of things, I've been a church girl my whole life, and sometimes I'm gonna be honest, these brothers' games a little weak. I, you you talked about going to the park for a first date. They be talking about let's go to service. I'm not here for
Well,
that.
that's good too if they want to go to church. That's good. I was just talking about in general. Because you want to be able to have a conversation with them. And let me tell
Right.
you something. Everybody in them pews ain't healed, sugar. Everybody
True.
sitting in them pews ain't healed. Soon as a new man come walking up in the church, everybody start, well, who is he? What? He ain't here. Listen, he coming in here because this is a hospital.
Right. Right.
And he's trying to get well. You got to give him time to get well, to get healed. Whatever brought him there, even if he moved from one church to the other, right?
Right.
Give
Right.
him the time that he needs to get what he needs to get from the pastor, and give him time to fit in there before everybody start jumping all over him because he's in the church and he Chris trying to give his life to the Lord.
Well, no, that's it. Listen. I want him to be in the church. He was life to the Lord. I was talking about on first dates. You know.
Right, right. No, you need to talk. First
Yeah.
dates are not first date. If you met him in church, now you need to see what type of a person they are outside of church. Because I know people that'll walk right outside the door, they'll light up a cigarette, they will, go to their car and they might have a stash in there of liquor. Like, you want to see who they are outside of church.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
here's another little tip that I have, Kayla, for the men and the women out here. Be yourself. Don't put on airs. Don't don't do the most, right? Be yourself, because yourself is enough. Who you
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
is enough. And here's the thing for me. This is why I tell people this. If they don't like who you are, you're going to find out immediately. And now you haven't waited 3, 4, 6 months, a year down the line where you've been covering up. And now you've invested something, right?
Mm.
Your time. But if you show up in your full regalia, being who you are, people will either they're gonna love you or they're not gonna like you. And either way is okay, because you can always meet somebody else, but you're gonna always be you. And people have to know who you are, not the rolling on the floor, shouting, running around the church, jumping up and down, because nobody stays in that place of praise and worship all the time. And
Mm.
I know it sounds good if you can really pray good, you pray the paint off the walls. That sounds good, but who are you outside of that? Because there's a
Mm.
whole other you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. There is. It sounds bad, but there is the church you, and then there is you. Not
Right.
saying that they're different persons, but when you're in that presence of God, you become different.
Yes.
Because God changes you. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that was great. Um, last question before we talk about the stuff you have coming up. once this pandemic is over, do you think that the dating scene will be better because of the pandemic, or do you think it'll be worse? Because we are in this season of really connecting with folks, because you can't be outside for such long periods of time. So there are more phone conversations, happening. There's a lot of learning taking place. So when we look at the dating scene and how it will change over years, just like online dating used to be taboo and now it's a thing, do you think in the future that dating will be easier and better because of the pandemic?
I think it will, I don't know if it'll be easier because you still have to go through the process. I just think that this is taking the stigma off of the online dating scene. And I
Mm.
think it will continue to be even more online dating. I think people will be doing more video conferencing, more talking. A great way to meet people is get on some of these Zoom calls. I'm
That's if they
telling
got their
you.
camera on.
No, right. No. Well, if everybody has a camera on, great, right? But the reason why I'm saying that is because if you get on a Zoom call and you see their character, because we believe, at my church, they kind of believe in group dating, initially to meet someone. And so you get to see what their character's like when they're around everybody. But the issue I have
Mm.
with that is if you're around church people, you still not, sometimes some people are not being authentically who they are because they're still around people who are in church, right? And unfortunately, y'all pray for me because I know this is the truth. But the group dating situation is really a good way. So to get to see the character of some of the people, and on a Zoom, you just kind of hanging out, do a hangout with your friends. Like, oh yeah, I want you to come on and we're gonna be talking about this, and we're gonna be talking about politics or whatever the subject matter is. Do a couple of Zoom and get to hang out and invite people to come and see what their opinions are about stuff. It's the it's the it's the companion to group dating outside versus just and hanging out with your friends. You get your friends get to see them. You get to question, you get to see what they saying, what's their opinion about stuff, different things like that. I think that's awesome. So I see it
Yeah.
staying like this for a while.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. I can agree with you there. Listening, I think it'll stay like that for a while. I like that group hangout thing. I may have to try that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes.
So let the folks know, how can they connect with you? Do you have anything coming up? Just share what
Yes.
you're up to now.
Yes. Next month, in the month of April, I am doing a 6-week class on unlocking your love. My. So that is all about people, the things that mostly we just talked about now, about learning how to communicate what you want, different things like that. So I'm really excited about that. Um, Knowing what you want your life to look like, that's important. Why do we keep allowing
Yeah.
foolishness? So that's fun. You can find me on Facebook, Kim Love Jones. You can find me on Instagram, Real Love Jones, and my website is reallovejones.com. Um, and you can call me at 516-513-8049. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh,
How can people
wait, let me
register
tell you
for your
about my book.
class?
Let me tell you about my book,
Yes.
Perfect Perfect by Kim Love Jones. You can buy this off of
Yes.
Amazon. What were you saying, Kayla?
How can folks register for your class if they want to join your class?
Okay. I'm gonna send you a link, Kayla, that you can attach to this. And the link it's Unlocking Your Love at Faith on Facebook. It's the Unlocking Your Love group. And it's a private group, but you can become a part of that and then you'll know all about the upcoming classes. Or you can actually go to reallovejones.com and sign up for my newsletter and put in the note Unlocking Your Love class, and I'll know what you're reaching out to me for.
Awesome. That sounds great. Make sure y'all support her. If you want that class, be sure to click the link that we're gonna put in the section below here. Miss Kim, thank you so much for joining me. Any last words?
No, I am encouraging my sisters to wait on the Lord. I promise He will show you that's the one that's for you. The one that's for you will speak your language. He'll understand. He'll be encouraging. He'll be kind. He will exemplify the fruits of the Spirit. He won't be perfect, sis. He won't be perfect. And for my brother, she won't be perfect. But they will exemplify some of the fruits of the Spirit to the best of their ability. You'll be able to see that kindness in them. So look for that in the person that you decide you want to spend your life with, because those things, not the material things, those things are the only things that are going to last.
That's good. That's good. Thank you yet again for coming on Kayla J's Gospel Hour. Again, this is Relationship Talks with Kim Love Jones. She joins us every month just so we can be sure, so we can get our relationships right, y'all. We want to get them right. We want to get them right. Oh man, but it's time to get back to the music right here on Kayla J's Gospel Hour. Be sure to follow her on all her social media platforms. But again, the birthday celebration, it's about to get lit. It's about to get a little loud right here on Kayla J's Gospel Hour.